night, whispers ascending. Out on the road, tales reverent through misty woods and hills they wend.
Hello everyone, and apologies for those early tech issues. It's good times when those happen right away, but that does mean we get to fix them early, so hopefully no more of those tonight. Tonight, though, we get to tell a very fun story, heading down to Baldur's Gate while welcoming a new friend here, DM David from the wonderful Fantasy Pants Pod. Good evening. I'm very excited you get to be here with us tonight.
Yeah, this is so exciting. Thank you so much for having me, and sorry I'm a week late.
That's okay. All stories are good stories, no matter when they happen.
I love it.
Yes. All right. Well, before we get started... Oh, that's amazing! Sorry.
Getting the character real quick here.
I love it! Oh my gosh. Yes.
It's going to fall off so many times, but it's worth it.
I love it. I think you might be the first person to actually dress up for this stream. I always tell people they can if they want to, but nobody's taken me up on the offer yet, so I love that. That's amazing. Yay. Okay. Deep breaths. So tell me a little bit about your character we'll be getting to know a bit tonight.
So this is Barnuk. He goes by Bonk now, and he is essentially a jester knight. He is a traveling hedge knight who wanders the Sword's Coast, just trying to spread joy. He's a Oath of the Ancients Paladin, so he believes in the light of nature and in the light of joy that sort of battles the cosmic forces of evil and sorrow in the world. And he wants to just make the world a happier place. He's a simple fellow. He's not insightful, super easy to trust anybody. But, you know, he means well. He's an optimist at heart and just wants to spread joy, make people laugh. It's always better to laugh.
I agree. It is always better to laugh, and that is pretty awesome. I'm really excited about the adventure and get to send him on tonight. And I was a little sneaky. I told you a little bit about what we're going to get to encounter tonight, just to see what might happen if I spread the chaos love just a little bit. So normally I don't do that. I hide all the secrets. So we'll see how that goes.
The chaos has already begun.
Oh, yeah, for a little while. But yes, so I am very excited for all of you joining here tonight. A little bit of background as we set our story. So not long after the Avatar crisis, a time of troubles when the deities of Toril were forced to walk the earth in mortal form, the Lady of Mists was slain by a new deity of death, Cyric. Now this violent act shattered her divine form into glamers, motes of divine deity that scattered across Faerûn. And while mere incorporeal beings, these glamers possess some magical ability, expressing gifts similar to their source, Leira, mother of Illusionists. Particularly powerful glamers have been known to demonstrate agency, even have agendas. And fortunately or unfortunately for us, we're going to get to meet one of those glamers tonight. All right.
Oh dear.
Oh dear indeed. We shall see. Now, as we all well know, given recent video gaming events, Baldur's Gate, located along the well-traveled coastway, is the largest metropolis on the Sword Coast. A crowded city of commerce and opportunity, this prosperous city provides a welcoming atmosphere for outsiders, whether a wealthy merchant, poor refugee, or unscrupulous smuggler. Here, the abundance of rain and frequent fog provides convenient cover for the criminal gangs and the guild, which runs them. Now, Bonk, you've told us that your home is near here at Baldur's Gate, but what brings you back to the area?
Bonk has to come back every once in a while because he grew up in sort of the slummier district of Baldur's Gate, and he understands that this is a place that in many, many dark corners has forgotten to smile, has forgotten what it is to laugh. And you got to check back in at home because this is where he's needed most. So as he gains experience traveling the Swords Coast, he gets a little stronger and a little more courageous. He tries to come back here every once in a great while to see what he can do for the people in Baldur's Gate.
Yes, and hopefully he'll get a chance to spread a wee bit of cheer tonight. Because, as we have learned, this outer city can be a wee bit dangerous with the guild operating here. A sprawling, chaotic shantytown that has grown outside the city walls, sometimes day and night seem to blend together amongst the lean-tos, stockyards, and other poor structures that line the outer city's muddy streets. Here, the guild governs these outsiders as city officials do little to manage the unregulated districts of the outer city. Despite the tough and desolated life, the residents of these 9 districts find ways to brighten the dark, including impromptu fests featuring storytelling and tall tales. And I did not make that up. That was part of legitimate research, so you're welcome.
Oh, wow.
Yes, it really is a thing. It is apparently D&D canon. I read that, I was like, okay, this is coming into the story.
That's
It
awesome.
has to. Yes. That is really cool. I love this part. All right. Now, we don't know what Bonk might have been doing towards the south, but you need to cross north across the Worms Crossing Bridge to get into your old home. And you come across a small district which contains an expansive collection of minor temples, shrines, altars, all dedicated to nearly every deity you can think of. The Twin Songs district is wholly dedicated to the divine. However, smuggling by the Faithless gang meant that clerics are rarely available for services here. While navigating the slippery cobbles through the gate's typical fog, a gray, insubstantial figure appears before you. The glamer offers a charming smile and a smooth, dark-colored river stone. And I'll show you a picture. Yes. This is what the Twin Songs looks like. It's fairly run down because it's pretty outside Baldur's Gate. Wow. Well, I did have an extra week to work on cobblestones. Did not look like that the first time.
Wow.
And so this is us approaching that glamer. She hasn't spoken yet, so it is up to you what happens next.
Wow, I think he just very friendly sort of walks over, reaches a hand out. I don't have a lot of money, but I'll buy it. Sure.
The glamer suggests to you that this stone isn't for sale, but is in fact a gift. She even suggests that it has great power, may even provide a smile to your face, if you so wish it. And she holds it out to you, and you notice that it's marked with quite a few intricate spirals.
He's definitely smiling now. I think he just gladly reaches out, and he's very trusting. And that's the right thing to say. He takes it. Oh, thanks. This is fancy. Wow. Well, what's it do?
She'll imply to you that it's not dissimilar from a luck stone, and if you so wish it, you can give yourself great power and ability in a skill check or an attack of your choosing. And she smiles at you courteously and waits to see what you do next.
Wow. Thank you. Let me see. Let me try this out. I got it. I think he's going to fish for some juggling balls. And he's going to try a check and see if he can call upon this power to help him in maybe a performance of some sort. Because he's so eager to try this power out and impress this being. Would that be all right?
Absolutely. Okay. And so you wish to give yourself advantage on your check, correct?
Yes.
Okay. In which case, may I please have a perception check?
All right. 2 on the die for a 2.
That's good.
Good start.
No wrong answers here tonight. Okay. So unfortunately for you, dear Bonk, you are about to experience a rather powerful hallucinatory vision. Now, you do have advantage on any skill check needed to retrieve those juggling balls, and I'm sure you are able to do so successfully. However, you are now also under the impression that you have just learned a particularly rare language and are totally fluent in it.
So he's juggling and he's feeling super excited and he just looks there and says, wow, incredible.
With a giggle and a smile, she vanishes into the mists, and you hear nothing more from her.
Oh, it's great. He just looks around like sort of delighted, like this really happened? Is this for real? And just gathered up his juggling balls and continued on his way, springing his step.
All right. So leaving the glamour behind in the dense fog, you continue to move through a district filled with shrines dedicated to more deities than you might have ever heard of before. A heavy rain has left the road slippery, and it takes time to cross the outer city to your home district of Stony Eyes. There, you discover the rose-red torches, which declare that a cobble party is underway. Rounding a corner, you find a courtyard filled with crates and barrels, a variety of folks listening to tales throughout this impromptu seating area.
Look at that! Look at that! It's a party!
It is indeed. What do you do next?
Oh boy! Wow. Wow, I think he just wants to start mingling into the crowd. I mean, he sort of bustles his way in. He's kind of a big guy, so he's trying to not nudge anybody. He's very careful about that. He's got his heavy armor, and he's a little paranoid about hurting people. But he's very slowly gonna, work his way through the crowd. And hey there, how you doing? He said, Bonk, hey, nice to see you. Oh, hey. Is there anyone he recognizes here from the old days?
Yes.
Ooh.
So you'll see maybe neighbors, old friends and acquaintances, perhaps even family members here amongst the crowd. Now, this area is known for half-orcs, but you also notice half-elves, halflings, dwarves, all manner of folk here listening to tales and exchanging stories.
Wow, yeah. I think maybe he'll sort of listen in on a few tales and sort of get the feel of the place. And if there's a time that sounds right, he might get up and regale the folk around with a tale of his own. And use the luck stone. Because why not? It's great. I mean, there's no drawbacks to this thing.
Absolutely. If Bonk would like to use the luck stone one more time, go ahead and do another perception check. And let's see what happens.
Let me tell you all the tale of Dan the Wise. And he just gets up and starts kind of doing it. And here we go. 6 on the die for a 6.
Okay. Unfortunately for Bonk, he's now under the impression he has just sprouted a pair of antlers. However, this is a hallucinatory effect, so no one can see these antlers, just Bonk.
So that's when I, this is so, sorry about that. This never happened before. Do I trim this? He's kind of panicking. Maybe he's going to just slowly walk away from the crowd. Sorry, buddy. Sorry. Let me just find a little corner and try to figure out what's happening here. Does he feel them?
They seem perfectly real to him.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. He's an Oath of Ancients paladin, so he has like some communion with nature. So this is probably kind of cool in a way, but certainly unexpected. I think he's a little bashful. He sort of moves up to the side and stops his story early and probably confuses a lot of people.
Yes. Concerned for his welfare and hoping that he's doing okay, an old acquaintance comes over and checks in on Bonk, having seen his rather unusual mannerisms and not entirely sure why he stopped that story so suddenly.
Hey, how many points? Is there like six points each side? The antlers, the antlers right here?
Looking at you a bit strangely, your old acquaintance says, Bonk, are you sure the antlers are up there? Because, I'm noticing that you're carrying a trophy and, those antlers, pointing at something hanging from your belt, those have 3 points.
He looks down to his belt. What does he have there? It's just like a little... I'm so curious.
What sort of trophy would Bonk carry made of antlers?
Ooh, I mean, actually, he is Oath of Ancients. Perhaps he has like a sort of on his side of his weapon or his shield. They're adorned with the nature sort of antlers. That is sort of typical for the Oath order. So, oh yeah, but those are cool. But these ones here are really cool. You don't see them?
The friend will just double check to see if maybe they're invisible, waving back and forth atop of your head and say, Bonk, no, there's nothing there. Sorry.
Huh. I think you've had too many to drink, buddy. You should take it easy tonight. These are clearly here. Maybe take it easy. Go over to the missus. It's
Taking you by the shoulder, he will say, Bonk, I think it's you that's had too much of that elven ale, sir.
Maybe. I only had one tankard. I didn't. You just like sit down. Maybe he's questioning now. Like maybe I did drink more than I thought. Maybe I'm. Shrug. I'll just ignore it for now. It's fine. Everything's fine. Big smile.
The tales continue on through the night, and friends do stop by to check in on Bonk. Does he do anything else when they stop by to say hi?
I don't think he wants to sort of admit the antlers out loud. I think he wants to almost hint to him, maybe he'll like lean really close to somebody and see if they kind of react to the antlers getting close to them, and they don't. It's just like, this is weird. But he's gonna try to play it cool because he feels like maybe he's something weird's happening. He's starting to realize, and he has no idea what. They'll just play it cool. Oh yeah, so I would talk again, but it's so many good stories. I don't want to intrude on everybody else. But this is great. This is awesome. I mean,
all right. After some time, the evening starts to wrap up as those rose-hued torches start to burn low, and Bonk may notice that the crowd is beginning to disperse. However, at least one person remains and is starting to watch Bonk a little bit more closely. Does Bonk choose to engage with them?
He probably takes a minute to notice. He's, kind of oblivious, but he keeps looking back and they're still there. And finally that's it. They see the antlers. Someone sees the antlers. Oh man. And he gets up and kind of runs over. How many points? No one else can tell me. You see them, right? Right?
With an impressive amount of self-control that I clearly lack. Sorry. To be fair, I held it for like 10 minutes. This particular individual merely looks Bonk up and down. And then she will say, "It's not the points that I'm curious about, but your magical aura instead. I could feel it even across the courtyard."
Oh, yeah, well, they say I got a strong personality.
Yes, I'm sure that you do. But isn't there something perhaps in your satchel that has a rather powerful personality, as you might say? Did you pick up any new magic items on your last journey?
Oh, yeah, I did. I got this. Hang on. This is around. I got this rock. It's a pretty cool rock.
She will nod and then ask if you know much about its provenance.
Well, it's gray. Ish. That's it.
She will close her eyes for a moment, gather her wits, and say, "No, my dear Jester. Do you know where it came from?"
Yeah, a lady gave it to me. Over there. Well, a little ways over there. Just past the bridge.
I see. And can you tell me much about this woman who gave you the stone?
I can tell you she was mysterious. Very nice, though. Very, very nice. And a big old smile. I think she laughed. It's a nice laugh.
She will ask if you trust her to examine the stone for you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He just hands it right over. He trusts everyone.
She examines the stone and then reports back to you that it seems to have layers of enchantment and illusion upon it. And she wonders if perhaps it has given you any special abilities.
Oh, yeah. Okay, ready? You already see the antlers. Now brace yourself for this. Right? That was a language. I don't know what one. I don't know what it's called, but I learned it.
I see. And where exactly did you learn this language?
The rock. The rock told me. It told me the language.
The
While I
rock
was juggling.
taught you a language while juggling. Uh-huh.
It's a really good rock. It's a really good rock.
She hands you back the stone, but doesn't seem convinced about your story, and wonders if perhaps there might be something more you've forgotten to share with her.
Well, the rock is guaranteed to make me smile. And when I use it, it makes me super powered. Like, okay, all right, watch this. I'm going to tell a joke. I'm going to try to nail the timing. So I'm going to use the rock and just try to really like go for full performance. All right, so check this out. New material here. Why was the were-raven afraid to fly?
Why was it afraid to fly?
Because I heard that every cloud has a silver lining. I'll roll perception. 5 on the die for a 5.
Okay. Suddenly, you have become very itchy for an inexplicable reason. Your entire body itches as if you have accidentally rolled in a patch of poison ivy.
Oh my gosh. You doomed me to roleplay this.
I checked, it's native to Neverwinter.
Oh, yeah, wow. What was in that drink? What was in that? Oh, wow. Anyway, yeah, it's a pretty good rock. I like the rock. You know, gave me antlers. So, taught me a language. And, what is going on? Ugh.
She will ask you if perhaps you have been using it similarly to a luck stone to give yourself certain advantages in your daily tasks.
Yes, luck stone. That word, that's the one. Yes. It's a luck rock.
Are you sure it's giving you good luck at the moment?
Yeah, would you mind getting right behind the shoulders there, right behind right there? I can't quite, it's not, you know. Oh, take my hammer off and just start. Oh, yeah, that's it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, really good rock, really good luck, really good rock.
Attempting her best to keep a straight face, she will ask you if you know much about the history of the deities here in Faerûn.
Oh, not a lot. I mean, I know about Leira, you know, joy and all that. I mean, it's great, you know, joy is joyful. Not a lot of the others.
She will say, it's interesting that you bring up the Lady of Illusions, given that, she isn't known for her joyful countenance.
Oh, yeah? What's she known for?
Well, this trickster deity is known for deception, enchantments, illusion, and chaos.
Wait, so you think... Wait, so the rock... It's a bad luck stone.
Yes, she says. I would say that's closer to a good definition of what that stone would be doing at the moment, yes.
Oh, no. So they're bad antlers. And the itching. This is making a lot of sense to me right now.
She will gently suggest to you that perhaps there are no antlers, and perhaps you are not actually itchy. That it's all an illusion.
Oh, but it feels so, Oh, what do I do? How do I fix it?
She asks what you would do if this were a spell.
If this were a spell. I'd wait for it to go away.
She smiles. You certainly could. The effects are likely to wear off. But you could also combat the spell or attempt to destroy the item.
Oh, but it was a gift. Oh, it's causing me some trouble. Well, let's try combating the spell. What's the best way forward?
Well, I know when I'm in my travels, I sometimes cast hallucinatory terrain. And sometimes, when the victims of my traps attempt to perceive through my spell, they're able to realize that the terrain I've created is perfectly fake. Are you good at looking through illusions?
No. But I can try.
Well, perhaps if you were to look into a pool of water and realize that the antlers were never there, it would help you break all of the other illusions simultaneously.
Oh, that's good. That's good. He's immediately looking for a pool of water. If there's anything around, he can move for.
Roll for investigation.
Ooh. That is an 8 for a 7.
Okay. Well, looking around the courtyard, you're well aware that this region of Baldur's Gate is pretty much always wet. It's raining all the time. Whether or not there's a significant puddle to give you a reflection, you're just so distracted by that itchiness.
There's nothing. Oh no. I can't see through it.
Feeling for you, she uses her magics to summon water with a spell and creates a small puddle at your feet.
Oh, thanks. All right. Just gonna stare into it and try to see through the antlers. Does he see them in the puddle?
He does not, because they're not there.
Whoa. Huh. Is he able to, I guess, stop feeling them, or is that going to be a roll to see if he can?
That's up to you. Does the illusion break?
I think you might need to roll for it. I think he's not terribly. He's not good at this. Whatever you think would be fitting.
Let's do straight intelligence.
Oh no.
Sorry.
That's fine. It's a 9 for 8.
Okay. Perhaps his brain is fighting back with him a little bit, but he does seem to be under the impression that they're not really there, but whenever he looks away from the puddle, he feels them there and wants to believe it.
Huh. So yeah, he just keeps looking. Nope. Okay, all right, and they're gone. Nope. Okay, hang on. I got him. Nope. Oh, it's still itchy. Oh, man. Okay, I need a new plan. This isn't working. Please help. He's just like on his hands and knees. There's gotta be a way.
She will smile gently at you and say, I did recommend that you destroy the item.
All right. It was a gift, but it was also a bad gift, which makes it an anti-gift. You can break an anti-gift, right?
Sure.
Okay. Stand back. He's gonna place it down on the cobbles. He feels really bad doing this, but he's just like, "Oh, I'm really sorry, mysterious lady." And he picks up his hammer. But it's a bad luck stone, and he's gonna try to go down and break the stone and see if he can do it.
Okay. Let's roll for an attack and see what happens.
Well, I roll above a 10. The first time tonight. Oh, it's a 17 on the die for
nice.
a 21.
Perfect. All right. And with a mighty heave, Bonk is able to put a crack through that bad luck stone, doing just enough damage to break the illusions. The itchiness stops, and that feeling of the antlers goes away.
Oh, good. My head's back to normal. Oh, good. Oh, thank you so much. That was terrible. I mean, I can't believe I got a bad luck stone. Oh.
She nods. I can only imagine. If you had attempted to use that stone one more time, I'm afraid the consequences would have been quite dire.
Oh, really?
Really?
Oh, man. Oops. Oh, well. All's well that ends well, right? Thanks.
She will smile and say, "You're welcome. But perhaps don't take magic items from strangers in the future."
He just heartily, yeah. He reaches down to pick up the sort of cracked stone, like, what do I do with this?
When you turn around to speak to her again, you realize she's gone.
Oh, well.
Just gonna pocket the cracked luck stone. Kind of shrug and maybe looks at the sky for a second.
It's a nice night.
As nice as it could possibly be in Baldur's Gate, anyways. Well, nice. You survived the bad luck stone.
Oh gosh, that was close. That was very close.
That is way better than the name I came up with.
Bad luck stone.
It's a bad luck stone.
It's a bad luck stone. It's.
Sorry, we're gonna be laughing for a while.
Oh, just hijinks. You gotta love good hijinks.
You do, yes. For anyone curious, this is our bad luck stone. It's our jinxed luck stone, but I'm going to call it the bad luck stone from now on. And it really was just a simple river stone that was inscribed with swirling spirals in an unknown arcane pattern, although we know what it is now. And while carrying the stone, you can choose to gain advantage on one ability check, skill check, or attack of your choice. And once you use the stone in this way, it cannot technically be used by you again until the next dawn without risking Leira's jinx. And so, the Lady of Mists once cast a powerful hex onto a common river stone, transforming the rock into a source of enchantment and illusion. Each time a creature uses this stone, they must succeed against a DC 15 perception check or experience a hallucinatory illusion. For each additional use of the stone by that creature before the next dawn, the DC increases by 3 to a maximum of 21, after which they automatically fail the check.
Oh no.
We like towed the line there.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah.
I didn't pass a single one of those. Just every single one was, I
didn't even come close.
Even close. It's so fitting. It's so perfectly fitting, though.
Yeah. I was almost wondering, too, like, would Bonk choose to fail just for the laughs?
I think he would have been pretty all about it, but the itchiness was like, nope, this thing has to go. This isn't good anymore.
Yeah. Yep. I think the best part about having a weird random object like that is it does give you advantage on this check, so maybe you survive something, but you can kind of create any list that you want to be chaotic. Like, it doesn't have to be that mean. Like, some of them I put on there were kind of mean. Like, a little bit mean. But, like, it could be really silly stuff that could give your players a little bit of help or payback time. I don't know.
I'm so curious what the horrible fates I narrowly dodged.
Do you want to find out?
I'd love to find out, actually, yeah.
Okay. So some are super silly. Like, the first one was your hair becomes a very bright color. So, I don't know, a fun role-playing element there. And of course, you did gain a pair of antlers. Your skin also could have turned into a slight pebbled look, like rock, which I thought could have been interesting or scary, depending on how Bonk feels about that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. You appear to gain telepathic connection with everybody around you.
How does that even...
It happens. You did learn a supposedly rare language. You feel that you have eyes appear on the palm of your hands. Actual blinking eyeballs. That one was a little terrifying. Gross. Yeah. You suddenly become clumsy and trip over everything. You're welcome. You develop a irrational phobia. Unspecified, just you now have an irrational fear. Develop a patch of either fur or scales somewhere on your body.
All right.
Or, of course, you become quite itchy.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
I love the phobia one. You can do so much with that.
Yeah. Can be tailored to whatever character rolls for it. So, although, does Bonk have any fears? I'm curious.
Man, I wonder. I think probably not. If I wanted to tailor him to me, David, he'd be deathly afraid of spiders. But
that is
in this fantasy universe, I'm brave against spiders, and that's that's fantasy. That's great.
Nice.
That's my personal fantasy.
Yeah, that's fair. My big one is heights.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely do not want any heights. But if someone wanted to torture my fighter, Willow, all they'd have to do is give her that fear that one of her family members is suddenly dying, one of the other party members. She'd be terrified of that one.
Oh, wow. That'd be a good one.
Yes.
It'd be a good bad one. Bad, good one.
Interesting role-playing, too. Her suddenly just irrationally following someone around.
Yeah.
Oh, getting hurt. You will die. But yeah. Good times. Yep. Alrighty. Well, since we have a few minutes, are you open to pulling questions from our lore jar?
Absolutely.
Okay. I don't remember if I told you about the lore jar or not. A lot has happened since then. But usually it's things like, tell us about your character a bit more, or things about tabletop RPGs. So I promise I don't have any spiders in here.
Oh, good. I was getting nervous.
Yes,
Palm
sorry.
sweating.
No spiders, I promise. All right, let's see what happens. Okay. Ooh. So share with us a piece of lore about Bonk. Maybe it's a piece of background or cool history about him. Anything you would like us to know.
Okay. Bonk's actually a character I've fully written a backstory short story for. But basically, he used to be essentially just like a thug in Baldur's Gate, and he would hold people up for money when he was a criminal, driven to violence by just a need to eat and survive. And he lived a very miserable life until he met this traveling entertainer named Lodane, who showed up in sort of the slums area and wore his full wore the full sort of jester attire and all that. And Barnuk at the time tried holding him up, and rather than just giving him the everything straight out, Lodane put on a little show for him, and he made it his goal to make Barnuk laugh. And at the end of their little adventure, after a few different attempts, Lodane goes to fish coins out of his pocket. He's running around trying to pull things off of his belt, and he opens his hand up to reveal he has a bunch of buttons covered in some thread. And as Barnuk's looking at that confused, Lodane's pants just fall around his ankles. And this breaks him. And Barnuk just starts laughing and crying and like feelings of joy he has not haven't touched him in years. And he starts to remember who he could be, and he starts to follow Lodane around and learn from him. And so that's where he gets his background as entertainer, is traveling around with Lodane, until one day he goes off on his own and he uses his half-orc size to sort of approach the world and make the world a better place.
Nice. I love that. That is really cool.
It's pretty fun. I like half-orcs a lot because they have that. Based on the lore, they feel more than other races. And that's like what makes them sort of special, is when they get mad, they get extra mad. When they get sad, it hits them harder. So the idea of a half-orc who is burying that rage and that pain under just these feelings of extra laughter and extra joy and optimism really kind of touched me. I don't know.
No, I like it. That's really cool. All right. Let's see what happens next. Ooh, well, we might know this one already just from looking at him, but does Bonk have any unique or distinguishing features? It could be physical or personality traits.
He is he's really big. He's really big even for a half-orc. I think he's a little scary looking because of that, so he tries to make himself look as friendly as he can. He puts a little makeup on and all that just to add to it, but it might make him look more off-putting and scary for all the children out there as he goes from town to town. I don't think he realizes. I think he thinks he looks cute. I don't know.
I think he looks cute.
And I have to say, that art, I am still blown away by it. It's amazing. The helmet, the helmet transition to the gesture, it's so cool and so creative, and I cannot commend you enough. That is an amazing work of art. All of this has been an amazing work of art.
Thank you. I just kind of like the idea that if he got a hold of paint and he put it on his face, paint face, that is good. That's okay. But paint on armor, even better. So,
oh yeah, of course.
Color just everywhere.
Colors aren't scary, right? Just more color.
More color, and then you're just, a 7 foot tall rainbow or whatever.
Yeah. Yes.
Because it has to be.
Of course. Yeah, it's just perfect.
Alrighty. Let's do one more. Let's see what happens. Ooh, okay. So this kind of goes more into backstory, but does Bonk have any family? They could be blood relatives, or they could be found family.
Okay. So my cat just used the bathroom on the floor right next to me.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. Gotta love cats.
It's true.
It's actually pretty funny. In a campaign I ran with, I used this character for a while back. One of the other players was playing a half-orc as well, named Karnak, who was a very evil warlock. And we realized Barnuk and Karnak are such similar names, and we actually decided, hey, what if these characters were twins at birth, but were kind of separated? And Bonk grew up on the more the human side of of the half-orc experience, and Karnak grew up on the more orcish side of half-orc experience. And when they come and meet in this party, they were always at each other's throats, both wanting to turn the other towards good or evil. This was pretty fun. It was a really interesting dynamic.
That's kind of cool. I like that idea. Separated at birth and have different influences in their lives. Nice. Cool. Alrighty. Well, as we're approaching the end of things here tonight, is there anything you would like to share with us before we go? Anything cool coming up in Fantasy Pants Land?
Oh man, nothing too crazy. We're coming up on the end of our third major arc, and it has been a blast. It's been a very long arc, but I'm loving it so far. Yeah, I mean, if you're new to the podcast and want to jump in, now's a great time. A lot of crazy stuff's been happening, and it's just going to get better and better. So,
definitely, I have been enjoying listening to it. It's really cool.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's we love it. It's been such an incredible journey for the three of us, and honestly, it's unreal.
Nice. Well, I can't wait to see what you all do next.
Oh, thank you. And I have to say, just opportunities like this and getting out and meeting more people, making new friends. This is just such a great part of the whole experience as well, and I really appreciate you bringing me in tonight. So thank you again so much.
Thank you for joining us. I had a lot of fun. I don't think I've had to work so hard to keep a straight face like that in a really long time. So thank you for the laughs and the jester hat. I truly appreciate that one. So next week we're going to try to do our holiday. Yes, sorry, we are ending chat. I'm very sorry. If you just joined us, goodbye. But next week we're going to do our holiday special, and we'll have a friend returning to do that one and bring all of the chaos, because he's the chaos master, unfortunately for me. But but it's going to be a lot of fun. There'll be Feywild and tons of magic items, so I have to go paint like 10 of them. So yeah, it'll be fun. But I'm excited, and hopefully you all will be able to join us. But if not, be safe out there with the holidays, and I hope you have an amazing time over the next couple of weeks. So, yes. Bye, everyone.
Bye.